Hello there, and welcome to another exciting episode of Fargo Retro. My name is Eric, and I am giving you a little update on the video game I'm working on, Project Ogre Brothers. It's been about 2 weeks since I recorded the last video, and I figure I'll show you what is different, what is new in all of this. So the last couple weeks I've been working on sort of infrastructure stuff. Basically, I made it really easy to create any sort of scene, if you will. So any window here. So video is a scene for video options, audio is a scene for audio options, controls, etc. So I can basically create any scene pretty easily now and have it loaded by hooking it up to buttons. I've done my first setting. I'm not sure if this will show up on my recording here. It's full screen on my end, but it looks like it retained the initial 720p resolution there. But you are able to switch between the full screen now. We'll add some resolution changes in the future. But yeah, that's the first sort of change into the settings of the game the player can do. Let's take a look here at the organized screen. So outside of the changes to the back end, that kind of thing, I'm working on the organization screen. Right now, I have it set up. Sort of new features here is there's a reserve section here on the right. So these are all the extra characters who are not currently in an army. I've created some new button sizes here. You can see these buttons are smaller than the big red buttons. They don't have any text on them. The text shows up on the screen in the UI to the right there. So you can manage your units, you can manage your characters, you can check out your inventory, you can manage formations, and go to your settings all from this screen. I have to hook some of that up a little tighter. I'm still working on the process to go back to the previous screen. Right now it's pointing at direct scenes, but it should be able to go back to the previous screen at some point in the future. The other big thing here is submenus now, so I can do multiple menus on the same scene. I created a interface for selecting units, so that's the next thing we're working on here is changing the selections. And as you'll notice, the cursor changed as well. It went to this little yellow guy instead of the sword. I also built the technology, the infrastructure to change cursors and stuff as needed. So I have my first adjustment to the game object as well here. So if we can delete a unit. This is actually bugged for now because it seems like when I click delete unit, it actually deletes the first unit without me selecting it. So you can see I can still select all four, but I haven't confirmed any to delete. But if I go back, that first one gets deleted. So I'm still working on that. Obviously, that bug needs to be sorted out. So you'll notice too then that the party did disband. They went into the reserves. There's something goofy going on with the reserves. You'll notice it looks like a couple of text boxes are overlaid on that first character. But otherwise, everybody seems pretty solid. So still some work to be done in here. The other thing that I'll show you guys quick here, and this is more for testing purposes. So the window looks a little bit different. I'm in the process. I've created the UI windows. I've changed the coding on those a little bit so that different dimensions and configurations can be applied to them. So before too long here, this will have like a red background again, and it'll be mirrored. So that way the units are kind of facing each other. But what I wanted to show you here from that, you'll notice that the health here on the lower left party decreased. It's mostly for troubleshooting purposes, but obviously we'll have something like that in between battles and stuff to heal up all your characters. So that process now works as well. So yeah, it's 2 weeks since my last little recorded video. Not a lot of flashy stuff complete, but just continuing to work on sort of the infrastructure of the game. Is there anything coding wise we want to show you guys here that might be interesting? Probably not. So I'm using PyCharm. I'm writing the game in Python using the Pygame module for graphics and audio, that kind of thing. Um, Go over real super duper quick the classes here. So most of the game runs out of this interface function. I have an interface class, I have a button class, I have a cursor class, I have a static image class, I have the health bar class, I have the unit window class, the button manager class, and the game states class, and the audio manager class. So those are the kind of classes that I've got working in my interface function. Some of them are assets like button, cursor, image static, health bar, unit window. Those are all assets. But some of them are helping me manage the game: the button manager, the game states, the audio manager. I think maybe look at the game states and the button manager quick. I'm gonna kill the music. No, I'll leave the music on for now. So generating the scenes is actually super duper straightforward now. So I have a list of game states. I have a dictionary of the game states that contain all the information for the game state. The information for loading the state is the background image, whether it starts with a menu, whether it starts with a cursor, and then the list of buttons for that menu if it starts with a menu. Um, so you can see here actually up in the button manager, I can actually create these lists of buttons pretty easily, right? So anytime I make a new scene or a new submenu, anything like that, I just have to create one object, one list object with a collection of buttons in it. So basically, it will read when the game scene changes, check it against this list of game states. If the current game scene is in the list of game states, it will then run through the dictionary for that specific scene here and then load in the information for it. So it makes it pretty easy to create all kinds of new scenes. Yeah, I don't know that I'll need to create too many more. I think we're getting towards the end of the scenes, and then it's just creating submenus, that kind of thing. But this took a little bit of work. I wish I would have built it this way right away. Hopefully for future projects, I'll be able to import some of this stuff and use it. So yeah, I went a little bit longer than I meant to, but this is the second video here from Ogre Battle. My name is Eric from Fargo Retro. Hoping you're having a great day. And why don't we just watch a little fight on the way out, huh? So again, this was Eric from Fargo Retro. Wishing you guys a great rest of your day. Take care, everybody.